What's up, my loves and fellow creatives? Hold on, we got an echo. You know, we always do. Let me straighten that out for you. Hold on just a moment. What is up, my late night people that probably, including myself, should be getting some rest? What's up? Okay, so we did a class tonight. I'm going to share my screen here. Okay, so this is what we did in class tonight. 151 was an extension of 150. And what we did was used a regular t-shirt mock-up. You know, we have the all over mock-ups, and we use it in a way so that we can mock up a different experience for the hoodies. Okay. So you can also catch the video that I did for free on YouTube today, just showing off the course, kind of doing a demonstration of what we did in class tonight. So if you like this type of format, even though I know it's late, but after we do a class, maybe not that night, maybe the day after, so we can do a physical version of the class just to kind of show you at the applications of it. Like I know y'all see it mocked up. I know you know what you can do in Photoshop now, but sometimes you just want to see it, on something. And this is our opportunity to do that. And we're going to work out the process like live and in real time. So I have not done this template yet on the hoodie. We're just going to figure it out together. Is that okay? Nikki says, let's do this. Yes. What's up, Q? Hey, Vicky. Hey, Tracy. Nikia. Natural 50 lady. Oh, we're just about to get started. Trust me, it might be a long night. Yes, E, we have 38 people watching. Awesome. You guys make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, all of that good YouTuber type stuff. You know. All right. And if you're on Facebook, if you come over to the YouTube side, then I can actually see your comments and your name. What's up, Inez? I'm glad to see you, love. Everybody congratulate Inez. She got her large format printer, so she's gonna be in there like swimwear, like real soon, if not now. Okay. Inez, where are you located? You're in Sarasota, right? So y'all check out Inez. She's in Sarasota, Florida. She's got large format printing now, so she's going to be a big dog. Quanette, what's up, love? I miss you, baby. And Darlena's here. Darlena, I'm going to see you in Chicago on this Saturday. I can't wait, y'all. I'm really excited. I'm low key like nervous a little bit. Y'all make me nervous. Good nervous, or like butterflies nervous. Okay. All right. Okay, Vernal Designs. Thank you for joining the Academy. I'm so glad you felt like it was the right fit for you. Thank you for joining. And you did your research and you watched and you scoped for a little bit. I don't blame you, baby. That's what you're supposed to do. All right. Okay, so we got a long night ahead of us. So I'm going to go ahead and get going. I see you, G. What's up, baby? And Danica, hey, love. And Danica, remind me to ask you about the being a business partner. Okay, because I know you stay repping for us and you stay working with us. So I see you and I definitely appreciate that. Nikia, yes, right now they're on Wednesday. The classes are always on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. We used to do Sundays, but then I started doing the workshops and that started weighing down the weekends. So if you can't join the live classes on Wednesdays, then maybe you can catch one of the workshops. Even if it's not at a location near you, some people are flying out. Like I don't know if they're getting flew out or they flew out, but they're coming out in in whatever respective area that I'm in, just to get a hands-on experience. And once you kind of get that confidence up, you're going to be able to follow the videos and do this stuff even if you can't do the live classes. However, I do understand the live classes do um, they do help. They do, because you get real time feedback. Okay, so I understand. All right. Okay, love. So let's do this. Um, let's go ahead and get this thing going because I don't know where it's going to go tonight. We're going to find out, figure it out together. All right. So, what we did was break down one of our shirt files here. And actually, let me pull up. We're going to do Toya's brand tonight. Coach Toya. So, Toya is a coach here in the Innate Creatives group. She's also been in attendance in the academy for almost a year now. Like, so she's been doing it. I'm going to go ahead and surprise her and let her print her logo tonight instead of me doing mine. Does that sound good?
Oh,
Yeah. And I'm gonna even let you use my little hoodie. Let's see. Let me sign in real quick to my Gmail. And this is doing too much now. Yeah, give me just a moment. I have too many email accounts. There we go. I'm in the right one now. Let's download 151. And this literally was just done um, moments ago in class. Like we wrapped up about 20 minutes ago in class. So I'm going to put this in my downloads. And it might take a little second. I hope it doesn't break us up because this is a pretty large file. Ooh, Minnesota. Mall of America. So yeah, y'all have to tell me some things to do for fun because that I do very little of outside of my creative side. So I have to be persuaded and shown what there is to life outside of the professional world. So if you can, if y'all can help be my tour guides when I come see y'all, that would be amazing. Oh yeah, Natalia, she did drive to Jacksonville. She sure did, and we had a blast. All right, so is this file ready for us, y'all? Let's check on it. It appears that it is. Let me go ahead and unzip it. And I'll show you all the goodness that we did in class. And it actually did not take that long to actually design this because it's a real quick template. It's what I call a 5-minute flip. Okay. So we have our 10-minute templates and then we have our 5-minute flips. Like literally, you can flip these designs in 5 minutes. As long as you know the nuances and how, the layers work and double clicking on these smart objects. Y'all know how I do with my smart colors now. I am aiming to make this process really efficient for you all, even though the files are rather large. So, you may even have to upgrade your computer systems to hang with these files. But once you get the hang of the system, it is like no other. All right, so it's extracting right now. So meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and close out of this one so we don't have excessive files open. Then our extraction is almost complete. All right, Tanya. Well, I ain't mad at you missing class because you had orders to bang out with the templates. You feel me? That's not a bad thing. You all right in my book. And I know you working hard full time too. So please get it how you need to, because you this 151 will be easy for you because you already did 150. All right. So let's see what we have here. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to set this up. I'm going to show y'all as if I was printing 13 by 19. I'm going to print it on my big printer because I have to be honest with you. The True Colors large format, the Pro ink is so vibrant and just the truth that like the truth. Let me put that that's the truth. So the desktop ink is the truth, but the Pro ink is the truth. Okay. So I just want y'all to see this difference, but we're going to use the large format printer, but I'm still going to show you how I would print this if I was printing it 13 by 19 on the smaller printer. And I say smaller printer, it's a 16650 and it prints 13-inch wide and it can also print roll media. All right, so let's get it popping. Let's go ahead and open up. I'm going to show you how this started off. And let me know, do you want to do the clean version or do you want to do the dirty version? Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm going to explain this in a moment. I guess the mock-up is probably best to explain the clean version. And I didn't even think the clean and the dirty version, that's like a perfect explanation. So let me show y'all. And I do want to do the clean version too, because I want to show y'all how much time it takes to do the clean version, first of all. Let's go to this mock-up one more again. All right, so let me show you clean versus dirty. Let me zoom in, little zoomage here, okay? So when we're mocking this up, we basically made a few different types of tiles. For instance, this is one all over print that's made for a t-shirt, as you can see. But what I don't want you to be ever limited to is thinking that you can only do t-shirts with these templates. So the idea is here, you can take this same background and foreground and mock up a pillow, a journal, tumblers, coffee mugs, anything that you can possibly think of. You should be able to use these templates for socks, license plates. You should be able to use these templates for anything you can imagine that you want to print. So the idea here is that we added hoodies because number one, it's getting cold, and just in general, hoodies are a very hot item. Okay. The problem is hoodies require a lot of ink. It's long sleeves. It has a hood. People don't like them to be white because you don't launder your hoodies as much as you would a t-shirt that you wear on a regular, right? So you don't want like the ends of the sleeves where you rub up against tables and stuff. You don't want the edges of those sleeves to look all dingy, right? So you do things that make people okay with having a little bit of white on the hoodie. And that's where I'm suggesting here, not to try to print exactly all over. If that was the case, I would tell you to do cut and sew because this would be a little too much. But let's say you want to accent the pocket or you want to do just the sleeves. This is the clean version. So the clean version would entail you printing out a long length of image, and you're going to hand cut it so that it looks like it belongs with the lines of the seams, right? Because these are pre-made garments. This is not cut and sew. Now, towards the bottom here, I have a little dirty element. This is where you could do a 13-inch roll media, or you can take two 13 by 19s and put them together, overlap them in the middle, and then you have a runoff of the side of the shirt, and it makes it look more like it has been printed large scale, okay? Now, the dirty version is literally taking, let's see, let me see if I can show this to you. That's our hoodie there. Oh, these are my copies. I'm cheating, y'all. Hold on a second. Let me show you the other ones. These are the other hoodies and the other shirts. Okay, so this one has quite a few 13 by 19 prints. One, two, let's zoom over so you can see for real. 3, 4, and this one at the bottom is 5 and 6. And then this one right here is just a, a center logo or something, right? So the idea is that you want to be able to have impact without having to use up 40 sheets of paper, especially if you're tiling. And even if you're doing this with a large format printer and press, you can't possibly press this hoodie in one press. And get everything that you're supposed to get. It doesn't happen like that. And as a matter of fact, you'll probably actually set into it wrinkles that you don't want. So what we're doing is the dirty version is just saying, hey, I'm going to take some 13 by 19 elements and I'm going to strategically place them so that it looks like this has been designed as an all over. Okay. And if you notice, you have certain sections that you can do. I can do just the body here. This still would, I would not do this unless I had a large format printer. I don't do tiling like that anymore. The most I will tile is 2 sheets. Now I will tile 2 sheets across the bottom and be okay. And even then I don't tile the 2 sheets. I use roll media and just let it print continuously. But there have been times where I've tiled that. You can fill just the sleeves with color and it could be solid color. I don't suggest you do solid colors in sublimation, but some of y'all might want to see what it looks like solid color. So you have a lot of options. So we're going to do dirty, which dirty is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to take away the 13 by 19. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is use the files that we saved from class. We saved all of these files from class today. So this is our left. And the thing is, we might print a couple of rights. We might print a couple of lefts. So we have a left, a right. Now the background is just something that we were using to color without the logo. And then we have our foreground, which is going to be the center of the hoodie. And then we have the bottom here. And we're going to print this as a continuous piece, but it's still only 13 inches wide. So you can imagine that you could also print this out on your 13-inch printer, okay? So we're going to make these little pieces here. And of course, I'm going to tile them and print them on a large format printer, but I will also show you the settings as if you were printing these on the 13-inch printers. So let's go ahead and open them. Left, right, bottom, and logo. That's it. That's all we're going to print. Does that sound like a little too simple? Am I forgetting something? Hey, we'll figure it out as we go along. Thank you for joining us in this impromptu session tonight. Most printers can't accept roll media. Ashley, that's a good question. If you look at the specs on Epson, it'll tell you what the maximum paper size is. And most of them will tell you like 47.7, which basically means it can print up to 48 inches of roll media. Even the 8.5-inch printers can do the long paper. Okay. Shenanigans and Horde. Hey, love. Joining us for the first time. What's up? I hope it is not the last time. I'm sure it won't be. All right, so let's go ahead and get this set up. I'm going to show you how I'm going to pretend like I'm printing the 13 by 19s, and then I will show you how I set up what's called a gang sheet, meaning that I'm going to pull all of my files onto one artboard and just print one big sheet on my large format printer. Okay, so if I were printing this on a 13 by 19 printer, it actually probably be simpler because it would just be print and go, right? So it would be file print. And then I would go to my 16650, which in this case, I think this one would be the copy on this one. I went through a whole thing about, oh, you know what we need to do? We either need to reset the size here, but this is abstract. So we're just going to print it to page, okay? So let's go here to our 13 by 19 true innate sublimation. And then of course I have a whole video showing you all those settings for the 16650. Photoshop's going to manage the colors, and we do Epson Inkjet Printer 07. I'm playing with the ICC profile for some things, so I do have a little True Colors ICC profile. Don't ask me for it yet because I'm going to put it on the website, but I'm going to forget. So I don't want to lie to you and say I'm going to do it tonight. Okay. Now, in this case, I'm going to scale this to fit media only because I don't have this scaled appropriately, because when we export as a PNG, it does some weird stuff where it makes your image 72 DPI instead of 150, and then it just makes it astronomically large for no reason. But it's still the same the same ratio. It's just a different scale. All right, so if I were to print this right now, I would just go ahead and hit print. I have a little space at the top and bottom here, so if you wanted to even stretch it out, this is abstract, right? So I can make this as big as I want. As a matter of fact, I could even come here, go to image, image size, and I'm going to take off my little link here and just make this 13. Now, I don't want to make it bigger than 13 by 19 because I'm going to press each of these presses with my 16 by 20 press. And we're also going to, if we have time tonight, I'm talking about all the stuff we're going to do. Let's do 13 by 19, 150. And see, I would kind of stretch it out a little bit, but it's okay because it's just abstract. So we'll go file, print. And then see how it takes up more space there. That just means it's going to be more ink that hits the shirt. Okay. So that's how we would print it. However, let's go ahead and do file, new. I'm going to create an artboard right now for the big printer. 36 inches wide. For the height, I think I'm going to do, let's do the 13 twice. So that will be 26. And I'm going to give it another couple inches, so 28 high. Resolution to be 150, create. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag and drop my 13 by 19 for the center, which may not even be a 13 by 19. And I'm glad it's not that tall because for a hoodie, you can't print real tall. That pocket is always going to be in your way. All right, so we'll take these three here, drag and drop them onto my artboard. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so just to make sure that we're going to get similar results, because I can make this as big as I want because I have a large printer, I'm going to make sure that everything is within our 13 by 19 size here, okay? So let me change this to inches and inches here. So the width, I'm just going to make it 13 and then 19. Lord, 13 inches, child. $13 by $19. So that's one. Let me expand my layers here. There we go. And once I get it to size, I'm turning it off. This one, when we did it in class, it was like 12 by 23. I'm going to make this a little bit wider and still leave it at 12 so that if you were printing this on 13-inch media, you would just straight up print this. Let me show you how you would print this because that'll be a little different than 13 by 19. Let me close out of this. Sure, you can save that. Where's the art bottom? There we go. So if I were printing this one, you have a couple of options here. You could print this on roll media and I would go file, print. And I would tell it I was doing roll media. So I would have to go to my print settings. And of course, this is on my large format printer now. So let me go ahead and take it to the 16650. I will go to my print settings. And see, I already have paper set up for 13 by 39. When I'm doing graduation stoles, a lot of times I'm using this 13 by 32, 13 by 39, etc. So this one is almost 23 inches. So since I don't have one, I'm going to create a paper size there. So I'd like to choose my 13 by 19 from there. I go to user defined here. And I'm going to tell it that it's 13 inches wide. And I'm going to define how long the paper is. I'll say 25. If I'm doing 23, I'll say 25 because I want it to have a little bit of room at the top and bottom. All right, and then instead of user defined, I will call this 13x 25. So now I know that I have a 13 by 25 version. I hit save, okay. All right, and now go ahead and tell it that we're going to print the long way. Photoshop manages colors. And if I wanted this, since I have a little more space on my paper, I can make this as large as I want by going to scale to fit media, and it pushed it up a little bit. All right. So this is if I was printing it on 13-inch roll media. If I was printing this on regular 13 by 19 paper, I'm going to take off where it says scale to fit media, take that off. Still printed landscape, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to line this up all the way to the where you see the left edge. You're going to hit print, and then the next time you print, you're going to make sure that your top is at 0, 0 here. So then that way you don't have to guess when you pull it over to this side and print the other. You don't even need this whole thing. You just need enough to print past this little blue mark here. You see, that would be wasting up a whole page to do that. So you might as well go ahead and make it as big as you can. So see that? I can print this on one 13 by 19 tile. Then I will print that on the second 13 by 19 tile. And I will make sure my top is set at 0. So my paper is going to line up. And I'm just going to have a little bit of an overlap there in the middle. And that's cool. That will be worth it for me. Anything more than that, I would not tile. Just from my experience, I know people who have tiled several, like 70 shirts at one time, 50 shirts at one time, whatever they had to do to get large format prints out. And I definitely applaud them for that. But my back wouldn't let me do it. Okay. All right. So that's just showing you that. I'm going to go close out of these smaller ones and let's set up our big artboard. All right, so here we are at the bottom. We'll do Control T. And what this is allowing me to do right now, I'm going to make this 13 by, I think the large is maybe 24 inches. I'm going to make it 26 just so we have a little bleed off. All right, that's one that's done. Now the 13 by 19 in the center, what I want to do, and can you do me a favor and give me that clear ruler right there? It's okay. Yeah, one of those. All right, so you want to measure, okay? Usually on a hoodie, you don't have the same kind of 13 by 19-ish space. So I'm going to measure underneath the neckline here and come down to where the pocket starts. And on this, it is about 12 inches. So we really have a lot less space, unless you don't mind printing on the pocket, okay? So really and truly, while we're designing, this is most likely why you just, for this particular dirty design, you just want to have just the logo. But we're going to go ahead and print this big because we'll be able to make it whatever size we want. So let's do Control T and we'll make sure that this is, I'm going to lock the aspect ratio for this one though, because this is a logo. You don't want to stretch it out and have it looking funky. So we're going to pretend like it's 13 by 19. So make sure it's within those parameters. So I want this to look like even though I'm printing it on a large format printer, yours should look exactly like this because you're printing it out 13 by 19 pieces. Same thing here, art. Make sure it's less than 13. And I am going to stretch this out to 19. Why not? Because I can fill up that whole page. There we go. All right, so let's see how we can fit these on here. I'll turn these back on. 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to print 2 lefts and 2 rights, and we'll just find somewhere random to put them. And then I'm going to rotate them on this paper right now. Control T. Let's rotate them -90. And let's just choose just the left. And I should be able to get 2 across here. I'm going to have to squish it a little bit just so I can get it on the 36-inch. There we go. And then the right, 1 here, 1 here. I'll take these 2, Control T to transform. I'm going to squish it just so we can get on that paper. And I want to get away from my edges because the whole point of me doing this kind of abstract, artsy edges is so that I don't have hard lines. If you wait and you let your print get like so close to the edge, you're going to have hard lines somewhere. And then you're going to be kicking yourself for trying to, you try to print so big that you mess up just trying to do too much. So just scale it back a little bit. It's okay. If it's half an inch smaller than you really want it to be, it's okay. All right, so all of this looks like it's going to make it on the board and not get cut off. And then what we'll do, we'll print these 4. So I'm going to actually just save this as a little JPEG so I can print on my other computer. So this is, I'm going to call this 4 up. And what that means is that it's 4 prints to a page. And what size is this? I said it was 36 by 20, 25. I'm guessing right now. I said 26? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, and the way that I know what size it is, I can go image size, 36 by 28. Okay. That's okay. We just named it. All right, so that's that. I'm done with this. And then I'm going to go ahead and print one of these, but I might as well fill the page up, right? So let's do a left and a right. That way, since we're filling up a page, we may as well use that. Let's turn that one off. Oh, you know what? I need 2 bottom pieces anyway. So let's do 2 bottom pieces. That way I can make my front and my back look the same, right? And then what we can do is for the left and right, I'm going to make a little copy here. This one and this one. And I'm going to make them just a little bit smaller. And they'll just be, if I have a little place where I can put some little patches of little color, then that's what it'll be. We're just going to fit, we're going to fill up this page right here. It might go somewhere on the sleeves, on the wrist, you know, wherever we can put it. It's just color. All right, so now I'm going to save this. So basically I'm going to have 2 prints. And then, oh, you know what we need? We need the logo. So let me grab, this is the one from class. Sure, save it. I don't know if I did anything important to it. I'm going to grab just the logo so we can make it a little bit shorter. Let's see. It would be in your class. Yeah. And what did we say? It was about 12 inches high before it got to that bottom pocket? Mm-hmm. About 12 inches high. All right, so let's do this. Let's take this logo part. So you want to like a little, okay, got you. I got you. It's okay. We got it. We got it together. All right, so let's do Control T to transform this. I'm going to make it a little shorter so that it fits real nice right above the hoodie pocket. All right, and then what I'll do is go ahead and I'm going to show you that that was the foreground. And of course, what we did was we practiced exporting just the foreground and the background separate. So I'm going to export this foreground. Quick export as a PNG. And we'll call this, I'm going to call this foreground -2 so it won't save over our previous foreground. That way, that's what I can fit in here. And then we still have a little something extra. You know, I'm thinking too, we can maybe print something off on the inside of the hoodie, like inside of the hood. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So yeah, we're just over here just randomizing stuff for you, you know, on a Wednesday night. Nobody has to go to work tomorrow. This is just what we do. Oh, if you don't catch the sarcasm, it's because I'm sleepy. All right, let's see. We're going to pretend like we could only do 13 by 19. So we don't want to, well, we said we didn't want it bigger than 12 anyway. So we'll do 11.5 because you know your girl like to push the limits. And then you might even go a little bit smaller to fit this on here without interrupting. anything there. And I'm just getting away from that edge because I don't want no problems. Here we go. All right, so I say this is ready to print. I'll save as. Like I said, this would have actually been done printing on a 13-inch printer by now. But because I want to use my little Pro ink, let's call that. Let's do, and it's actually 28. It doesn't matter. As long as it saves as JPEG and we can pull it up and print it, I'm good. And then I'll save this as the 151 print all. And the reason why I'm going to save this because I may need to adjust something, or I may want to print just the one or two of these tiles again. So I do want to save this. All right, I'm going to take you over to the other computer where I just print from, and I'll be back in just a little quick second. All right. You know what? I don't think y'all can hear me. That's why you didn't hear. Got it? Yeah, you have to mute the speaker. All right, let's go ahead and pull it up. 151. Oh, you know what? My silly self put it in my downloads folder, so I'm gonna have to pull it back up from over there. Hold on. I got it. Let's take all this good stuff and look out to print. Now, my question is, where was I saving this stuff? Save as. Okay, I did say, I thought I was saving in my 151 folder. I think my Google Drive didn't pick it up yet or something. I have to refresh my Google Drive folder. Because I could have sworn I was doing it right. Yeah, that's it. It's in my 151 folder. I just need to refresh. So, back to the other computer, guys. All right. So, let us refresh. There it is. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and open these up in Photoshop. And I just got some kind of error, which usually is probably some kind of printer error whenever your printer drivers update or you change something or you change your defaults. Photoshop doesn't like that, and it will actually make you reset your preferences. So we shall see when this opens up in just a moment. right, here we go. So this is called a gang sheet. When you put more than one print on on any sheet, even if you were printing like little toddler sizes on a 13 by 19, if you're printing more than one print on a sheet, it's called a gang sheet. So we are ganging these images so that we save a little bit of paper and get the maximum we can get out of this. So let's file print. And I remember this is a 36 by 28. So I'm going to go to my 36-inch printer. Where is it? I see too many things right now. 5200 series there. Let's go to my print settings. And I have a default, which is 36 by 44 with the True Colors Innate Sublimation set up. But I know I'm not going to do 36 by 44. So I'm going to check to see if I already have a custom size. And I don't have one that fits, so I'm going to create a custom paper size. And I'm going to do 36 by 28. And what I rename this is 36. And I put W because I also have a 44-inch printer. So in order to not be confused, I put the width first, and then, or I put a W there to remind me. So 36 inches wide by 28. We'll go ahead and hit save there. And OK. And this is already set to do mirror imaging and all that stuff naturally. So I'm going to leave that alone. And it looks like it fits just right. I'm not going to let the printer manage the color. I'm going to have Photoshop manage the color. And then I'm going to use, you want to use the Inkjet 07 or you want to use the ICC? You wanted to match the shirt, the front and back one that we did the other day? Because that one was the True. Okay. So we'll use this color profile. Black point compensation is off for this one. And we're going to print 2 copies of this because one's going to be for the front, one's going to be for the back. All right, and this one, we're just going to print 1 copy because this is the front bottom, that's the back bottom, and this is going to be probably the inside of the hood or whatever this goes in. So file, let's print. And this one, we're just going to do 1 copy with the same exact settings though. You know what? Let me check the settings because sometimes if you already had the file open before you hit print, the settings will look like they're correct and they'll be wrong just like this. All right, so let's do the 52,000. I'm so glad that I showed y'all how Photoshop be messing me up sometimes. All right, so now I should have this paper size saved as 36 by 28. Oops, I was correct to be on this one. And Photoshop manages the colors. And if you do a different ICC profile, make sure that you choose the same one for the same project. Because if I were to choose one profile for the front and one profile for the back, it would look different. Okay, those yellows are going to come out different. Those pinks will come out either darker or lighter and more vibrant. That yellow will come out more of a lemony yellow or like a golden yellow. So depending on which ICC profile you go with, you can manipulate that that color. All right, so we're just going to print 1 of these. And we're over here printing I think the heat press is up to temperature. Is it? Okay. I'm just going to turn this computer around here so y'all can see Mr. Printer going. Let me see what y'all can see. Here it goes. Oh, this whole time? I wonder, were they able to see were you able to see the computer screen big or was it small? It was big. Okay, good. So it's just when I bring this up that it looks weird. Okay. All right, so that's what's printing. I'm going to go ahead and get the phone ready so y'all can follow us around and see what trouble we're going to get into when we get ready to press, okay? So let's do it. I'm going to mute this mic over here. Okay, and it's saying some destinations won't get comments. So if y'all don't see the comments or I can't see your comments, y'all come on over to the YouTube side, okay? To the YouTube live. All right. And I think we can go ahead and the second one is printing out. If y'all want to see it printed out while we're setting up, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and start laying out. So I think we're going to do this one. We're going to do this one on the 16 by 20. And maybe we could do, I got an idea. We'll see what we got time for because, you know, we have all these grand schemes and plans and then life happens. And you say you're going to take a nap and you end up passing out. That's how you know you're getting old too. When you think you're just going to take a nap and you like gone for 24 hours and you don't know where you are when you wake up and you just know you missed every important thing on your calendar. Yeah, that's me now. Okay, so the second one's over there printing now. So this should be the second of the first print. And then the third print will be the individual. All right. So what we're going to do, go ahead, Toya, and grab, I'm going to go ahead and cut these apart so they can see, you know, that they are indeed like 13 by 19s. And so that we can lay it out just as they would lay it out. Now, I'm going to suggest that you kind of do a pre-layout off of the table. So I'm going to bring you over here. We're going to do a little layout over here. Because I don't want you to be putting weight on the buddy. The buddy is literally, because we're going to use the buddy tonight, but the buddy is literally a suspended Teflon fabric. Okay, so I don't want you putting pressure and working on it. This is strictly for you to put your shirt and your prints on, so you can spin it around and have a very as close as you can seamless transition from prints and presses and multiple presses. Okay, so don't put stuff on your buddy. Don't like work on your buddy. Use your buddy for what it's intended for, and we will do it on the of the 16 by 20 press, and I'll prove it's a 16 by 20 press. There we go. And this is a stationary press. It's not a pull out or anything here. All right. So it's fixed, and it's on a cart, a little motorcycle cart that y'all are going to keep reminding me to give y'all the link for. Now I'm going to pull it up. It's real light. I can do it with one hand. And I'm going to guide it, let it drop behind my plate there, so it kind of locks into place so I can go left and right with it. And then when I'm done with my left and right motion, I just spin it, okay? So right now I want to keep everything centered here, and then we're going to bring you over to the layout. And get you a little bit closer here. All right, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 13 by 19. So what I'm going to do is stack my two similar prints together. And when I cut, I let the scissors do the gliding. I don't like the chomp, 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 unless I have the cheap little Dollar Tree scissors. And you know, you got to do whatever motion will allow those scissors to cut. Okay, so I'm going to stack these together. And then I have these two. Now they look a little bit bigger than 13 by 19, and because I really do want to see only where the ink is, I'm going to go ahead and trim around this so I can get really artistic. It is not necessary, but it will allow me to see where I'm going to overlap and where I'm going to have the white show through from the hoodie. And I'm just bringing my trash over here, make it a little easier, stay neat. Cleaning that up a little bit. Can y'all see? And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and remove this one now so that you can see this better. Is that better? And even if I see some of these little spots, I'm cutting around the spots so that I can really see where the meat of my image is. But I don't want to just cut straight lines and have hard lines in my print. I can't stand that. There we go. 2 down, 2 to go here. And then of course we have some that came out of the printer there. And Toya, if you go ahead and pre-cut those out for me, then by the time we move on to the back of the shirt, they'll be ready. And we'll do another one. So I'm thinking if we don't get to do the clean and the dirty version, then I'll wait till Ashley, she's another apprentice, if she can do hers, you know, maybe she do hers clean, and then we'll have a comparison. It's a run every time. All right. But we'll probably have some in 2 different sections anyway. All right, so let me turn up this hoodie. Now you don't need the Teflon insert in general, but I don't even use an insert for this. However, if it was like a thinner shirt, I might end up using an insert just because it helps to pre-stretch, get wrinkles out, and that sort of thing. So as you can see, it's a little bit of wrinkles, but nothing that I think a little tap of the heat won't fix. Now this might be more, it may be more beneficial to do this on a 16 by 20 press because you have control of all of these different areas that are going to be variable thicknesses here. You have your neckline, you have this shoulder seam here, you have this big old kangaroo pocket. Of course, the hood itself has different seams and thicknesses. So what we're going to do is kind of imagine how we want this to go. Now, when we did the dirty version on the screen, it was like a part of it was on the sleeve here. So I'm going to let a part kind of hang off the sleeve. And I'm going to let maybe alternate version of that same one kind of come over here. And what I'm going to do for this one is how I imagine it in my head is that I was going to actually cut this as a diagonal. Now, let me show you why. Let me grab it here, an extra pair of scissors. Now I have to be careful, know what I'm doing with this. But I'm cutting it as a diagonal. And then what I'll do is I'll kind of say, okay, well, I know my image, my grungy image is this way. I'll hang it off and let it bleed off this way. So then that way, if I did want a little bit of it to be on the hood, I would have to make sure I kind of did a little grungy here too. And maybe place that on the back side here to here. Or if I wanted to continue it on this side, I can place here. Something like that, where it kind of just floated off. Okay, so we shall just do a little bit of placement here. I know I'm going to put something on each sleeve, just because the sleeves are the parts that people don't like to keep white, right? And then we have our big print printing across the bottom, and then we have our small print, our logo print going across the top here. So I have a couple of options here where maybe I could go do a little something here, maybe alternate it for the back, but we definitely have enough prints to make this work. So I'm going to call that sleeve, sleeve, and maybe I'll even grab a pencil and label these. We're going to need some spray adhesive too. So I have some of that. So let's call this right sleeve. And the beautiful thing is, it's just a background. It's abstract. Doesn't matter if it's upside down or whatever. So that's right sleeve. That's to be left sleeve. And then I'll figure out what I want to do with these pieces. I might even just do something like, you know, have them hanging off the side or something. Just depends. But I know what I'm going to do officially is left sleeve, right sleeve, and then the part across the bottom. Then I will be able to fill in from there if I want to put a little something on the shoulder or a little something on the side of the hood, etc. Okay. Perfect. All right, so that will be the bottom piece, which is going to be crucial. Let's go ahead and put the cover paper on the bottom of the all over buddy. So now we're going to get ready to set this up on our buddy. And I haven't tested the pressure yet. So this might be a good opportunity to do that. So let's get a little trash here. And let's do some cover paper pre-cut piece. I think there's a couple pieces already in there. And just got a small 13 by 19 piece. Well, not 13 by 19, but you know, just a smaller piece that I can just use just to cover where the top press is going to be. And you know what? I want, since we're doing a hoodie, I want a little bit bigger bottom piece. You don't want to make sure that we cut the head. Yeah, make it a little longer. Like closer to the video. No, closer to the all right, so we got a little bit longer piece because I want to make sure I'm protecting this buddy now. All right, so let's go ahead and lay out our, this is an adult large. And the brand for this one is Sport Tech. It is sold by Sandmar. You have a Sandmar account. I do believe it requires the sales and use tax for your state in order to qualify for it. But I'm not even going to play with, you know, what's going on with under these armpits. It's not necessary. I just know that I'm going to color my arms here. So let's do the arms first. And I am going to pre-press this because it's so thick that I know for a fact it's going to have press lines and stuff in it. Let's go ahead and do the center where that pocket is. Now let's see how thick this is. How much I'm going to have to adjust this pressure a little bit. I really should be using cover paper right now, y'all. So let me do what I should be doing. Even though I'm just pre-pressing, even if I had Teflon on the top, which I do have a Teflon cover for the top, but I took it off so I can show y'all the difference between presses that have a full cover and ones that have one that hangs out. The presses that happen to have a full cover tend to dig into your garment, and that's why you're getting those sharp lines when you do multiple presses. Now, the longer that you press, the flatter the garment will be, and the better results that you get, especially along those seams. Check this out. Yeah, that's definitely going to give us better results. I'm going to slide to the left. Y'all remember routine from the other night. Slide to the left, and then we'll slide to the right. I'm bypassing this armpit because this is not really meant for all over printing, as you can see how much it bunches up under the arm. So we're gonna play that off. We're gonna use what we know, and what we know is we can make this look all over ish without stressing ourselves out about what goes on underneath the armpits. Okay. Now let me see if y'all can see well. Let me check on your comments and stuff too. Y'all see better now? There should be a link. It might not be in this video, but to the big roll of paper, the butcher paper. It's in my in all my YouTube videos. I put the same links, my Amazon affiliate links, my heat transfer warehouse affiliate links, all of that good stuff. All right, so we're gonna slide to the right. And you kind of get what the buddy is allowing us to do. The buddy is allowing us to have a continuous workspace where even if something's hanging off a little bit, it's not sliding off the table as we're maneuvering and doing what we need to do. Which I don't know how many times I've had to catch something like sliding off the heat press, and then my print no longer matches up. And especially when I'm doing multiple presses, you get to the last press and something doesn't match up. It's like you don't even want to press anymore for the rest of the day. All right, so pre-pressing has got this pretty flat. I'm gonna decide what I'm gonna do with the hood afterwards. You got the long print for this one yet? Okay. So we'll go ahead and do that one first because I think that kind of sets the stage. Yeah, one of them is right there. Thank you. Now, I did mention using an adhesive, so I have my trash can right here that I'm going to demonstrate. Putting my print into the trash can. Of course, it's only paper in here. It's not like trash. But I don't want to be spraying all like on my surfaces and stuff. And I'll just leave the top off for now. All right, so just a little tacky now. Now, I use tacky paper, but for this, where you're doing a lot of bumping around, you probably... And let me... Thank you. I sure would have been talking to y'all while y'all was looking in the trash. Y'all were like, man, all we see is trash. Okay, so let me see which one has more color. I think I have more color in this position, so I'm going to use that. Okay, like I said, we don't want to be pressing down on this too much. I'm pressing where I can actually feel the press because I don't want to mess up and stretch out my button. All right, so let's get the cover paper. And we're going to have to do 2 presses here. Go to the left first. Press number 1. Now, here's the thing, too. When you are doing these multi-presses all over ish, you have to protect what you pressed and make sure that when you press the next thing that you're covering the last thing, or else you'll have a little bit of a mess. Okay, even when you're doing the dirty version versus the clean version of the all over ish, you're just gonna have to be mindful. It comes with experience, and then even when you have experience, you still forget and kind of end up with some errors. Most of the time when you're doing these type of abstract designs, it's not going to be noticeable, but if you're doing the clean version, it is much more noticeable whenever you mess up. It's harder to play it off. Let's put it that way. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and slide this over. Press this one, let it go. I'm going to take a little sneak peek over here. Ooh, yeah. Woo, yes. That looks good. And let's go ahead and do the center image here. And normally I would do the center image last, because sometimes you press so much that the image gets a little lighter. But I just want to know what we have to work with and what we're going to be missing here. Now, keep in mind you have some abstract images that might be printing off the shoulder and stuff. And of course, I think that's going to be good there. So what I'll do, I'll still press it last, because what I don't want is the words to get ghosted. So I'll still press the words last, but I know I have plenty of room with this. So I'll just lay that to the side. And lay this to the side. Let's grab one of the, and let's go ahead and do one of the sleeves here. I think what we'll do is a little bit of and here I'm just making sure what I need stays on the table. And we're going to, because the sleeve is so odd, I think what we're going to do is press it right underneath here. Let it hang off the back a little bit. And make sure that sleeve just barely makes it there. So let's put another little piece like right underneath here. Another piece about like this size. And then I'm going to extend it under the arm here. But do you see how like having a larger work surface, my sweatshirt is literally like hanging off the table and I'm still able to work with it. All right, and then we're going to get one of our 13 by 19s. One of those that's already pre-cut. Yeah, this one's pre-cut. This was right sleeve. This is my right sleeve. Okay. All right, and then I have more color up here, so I want that to be, the more color for this one, I want more color to be around the wrist. I don't want that white to be around the wrist. The white around your wrist will no longer be white once you wear that sweatshirt a couple times. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All right, so now I can slide my buddy to where this is going to be covered up completely. And we'll still use our cover sheet, kind of hold that down. Now I didn't use the tack spray here. So let's see the difference here. Don't want this armpit buckle to be under the press, because it will like permanently put those wrinkles in there. So let's make sure that's not pressed in. Let's see, we might do a little just something. Take that little excess print and just see what that does. Now I do have some metal grommets here, so that will cause issues. So we'll see if maybe we'll go across the top here and not touch those grommets. Or if we happen to touch the grommets, we have enough cushion to where it should be able to recover. Just don't touch the hot metal grommets. All right, let's see what we have here. Now this was not spray tack, so I'm going to go ahead and remove it. Woo! Already. And here's the thing too, if you want to keep this print, you see this area where the ink did not, get placed into the garment. If you had some extra little randomness that you wanted to take care of, hold on to this paper, because you might be able to use this for something. All right. let's go ahead and see what are we gonna do next to the shoulder. That is hot, so be careful. I should not have folded the fabric onto itself like that. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of shoulder next. Why not? And like I said, here we are strategically working. So if I'm going to place something here on the shoulder, I'm going to make sure this hangs out of the press so I don't crease up the bunchiness. If bunchiness is not a word, don't judge me tonight. Like my best friend says, judge your mammy. All right, so I'm trying to think of what angle I want this to be to get a little bit of coverage on that hood without creasing my hood up. I told y'all I'm just playing with this now. Y'all seeing true freestyling, which might result in some unexpected results. Maybe even some undesired results. All right, so that, we get a little piece of that, little piece here, maybe a little something here. So I'm trying to be Picasso at the moment, y'all. And I think that can lay flat enough to give me a little continuation of the neckline here. So let's see, remember one of those diagonal pieces? Sorry, this is what I was thinking for the diagonal piece. That it can have a little boom flare, hang off the end there, and then I might even be able to continue it on the other side if I wanted to. So I definitely need a little cover paper to extend down here. And they already got me right, so I'm just going to slide this underneath. Now this one I probably will spray because this is an odd little connection that I'm making here. So once I get it in place, I want it to be where it's supposed to be. So I'm over to the trash again. Y'all don't let me keep y'all in the trash. Remind me to get y'all out of the trash when I'm done spraying. A little mist. It's called mist. Not spritz, okay? Don't be spritzing this thing and then you'll end up with all those little spit marks all over the place. All right, so we want that to hang down into the shoulder a little bit. Come off of the back of the hood a little bit. There we go. And I want to make sure you have this bleed out now. If it doesn't bleed over the shoulder, it's probably going to look a little awkward. I'm pulling on my hood a little bit to make sure that I even have a little bleed here. Y'all make sure y'all charge it for this kind of stuff too. This is a lot of work. All right, making sure that it's going to connect completely under the press. And I'm going to have to kind of hover it down just to see. I'll turn my buddy just a little bit. I think I'm going to make all that connect. I need cover paper. I think I need a little bit bigger cover paper. Yeah, just to make sure it doesn't get all up in the way. All right. And I have a little bit of that grommet in the way, so we're about to see what happens with that. And let's let that roll for the entire time. This looks good. These colors are nice. And it makes you not feel so guilty about wearing a white shirt, especially a white sweatshirt. Now the funny thing is we're going to have to remember if we wanted to continue the back, we're going to have to do another angle piece. Continue the math. So what I may do is keep this piece so that I know to make a reverse of it. That looks so cool. That is cool. All right, so we'll keep that piece separate. This looks so cool. Oh, I thought I left y'all in the trash. I thought I left y'all in the trash. I'm glad I didn't, but yeah, I panicked for a second. I was like, y'all didn't even get to see the reveal. I left y'all in the trash. All right. I'm gonna leave this on here because I think it's protecting it for the most part. It's still tacky. Let's see what's next. We should probably. You want to do the other shoulder, kind of the same way, or what?
Yeah, this one.
Okay. I'm freestyling with it. Let me pull this over. I think I need my heat press to be up just a little bit, so I'm gonna increase that just a tiny bit. All right. So we said we're gonna do this shoulder now. I like that little ankle idea because we were able to take one piece and split it in half and get a little something out. Now I don't have to do the other side of the hood. I can just kind of do this. Let's see. Full sheet. Yeah, let's do a full sheet, maybe down. And then one of your wrists, you want one of your wrists white or no? No. So let's do how we originally said, and then we'll do a little hang off up here. But we won't do on the hood. We'll do a hang off like right about here. Mm-hmm. And then that way we can save the rest of this for the other half of that side. Is this the same print? Or no?
No, this is the print.
This the same one as this one?
At the top or the bottom? This is the one that's on the bottom.
Okay, so let me do this then. So this one at the top, this is here to here, right? So if we were going to continue this, I would cut off pretty much what we cut off here. So I'm going to just cut straight across here. Got some scissors. And this time I'm going to cut off the lesser here. So that maybe this can look continuous across the back. It doesn't have to be exact, but just a little bit of planning. All right, and then I am going to spray to make sure that stays intact, but I think that's a good location for that. So if you hand me the tack spray here, y'all get to come in the trash one more again. Thank you. Did y'all even see? I was just staring at the floor. Y'all didn't tell me that. All right, so here we go. Back to back. So we're going to hang this straight edge off of the edge of the garment. I'm not going to put the hood in this time because I wanted to have a little runoff. And then let's place that. I think I actually have enough overhang here. I'm trying to strategically place this to where I am not pressing on the inside of my armpit. So I'm not pressing right now. I'm just leaning it down so I can see what I'm going to touch. And I can move my buddy instead of trying to move the whole print. Let's do the bigger. I don't even be time for another paper. The hood is out of my way. Now this had a lot less pressure, and I'm guessing because the hood wasn't underneath there. So sublimation, you don't need a lot of pressure unless you are really doing metals or you have some really tough thickness and hems and seams to kind of get the ink down into. And even then, smushing it doesn't make it look better necessarily. Sometimes you just need extra application of heat. So if you did it one time and it doesn't go all the way, travel through, it's okay. Just press it again. Don't move it and press it again. Okay, we're going to do a little sneak peek. Oh, we're good. We are Gucci. All right, so now let's remove it and see what we're doing. Oh, yeah. Cool beans. And you see that this is not like intentional. This is just a layer mask. It's not like the shape stopped anywhere particular. Mm-hmm. So anywhere that you have some ink left, save it because you don't know if you're going to be able to use it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take that off so I can see what it looks like in that pocket because I've been dying to see that. Oh my gosh, that pocket is so cute. And then that doesn't have enough to really play with there, but this still looks good. This looks great. so cool already. Now we said we were going to do the bottom of the sleeve here. Just going to spin that on around. And I am assuming that we're going to go straight down just like we did last time, but I'm going to need a little more paper underneath there. That little narrow piece that you cut to be perfect for that. Yep, this one right here. And you see, I have my hoodie kind of hanging off the table. It ain't going nowhere because it has enough support. And y'all know these things can be real aggravating because they're slick too. You know, it's just not a good day when you did 12 presses on one side of something and it just fall off the table and makes your print in the middle of the shirt look 3D. And then that's what you got a lot of your customers and say, yeah, I did the 3D effect in the middle of your shirt. You like it? All right, so let's go ahead. That's my other sleeve print. Now this is kind of hanging off a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of tear that off a little bit because I don't want the ink getting into my buddy. The cover paper isn't quite large enough, but now it is. And I say on Friday, make it enough. All right, so that'll be a little piece of something we can use for something later. And cover paper again. Y'all, I'm doing good because you know your girl be skimping on cover paper and not doing stuff right. So I'm trying to do right for y'all on YouTube. I don't want any negative learning over here, like you learn the wrong way and then you got to correct yourself after you develop a bad habit. Don't be like me. Just go, like my daddy said, you're going to do it right or don't do it at all. All right, there we go. So that's going to be that sleeve. And then guess what, y'all? We got to flip it over and do this all over again. So make sure you charge your customers about $5,000 for this hoodie. Okay. All right. At least about, $500 every time you had to flip it and press it. Yeah, but it really does make a difference. And somebody might buy one hoodie for an entire season. So you can imagine if this was sports related, for the whole football season, that mom is going to proudly wear this hoodie everywhere she goes, even after football season. All right. Let's remove that, see what we're looking like. Oh, that looks so good. That pink down there just really came off well. We've got some more scraps we can use there. All right, so I'm still not going to put the center on yet because I feel like it's just more of a chance. If let me put it to you like this. If this like abstract art ghosted, it would look like art. If your text ghosted and happened to get pressed and repressed somewhere, it would look like trash because you would notice that it was letters. So do that last, just so that way, if you do happen to have a little artistic mistake, that's not nearly as bad as having a text issue. Okay, so I'm going to throw that away. And I'm starting to see that there is, yeah, let's go ahead and get another bottom sheet. Because some of this yellow, and like I said, it bleeds into the other side. It might not be something that you can detect, but if you were doing a clean versus the dirty, you would absolutely see anytime ink is out of place. So let's get a new sheet there. And I probably don't want to drop that on the ground over here because I don't have enough space. Thank you. On to the back. I'm going to do what I do, baby. All right, let's see what we can come up with for the back. So there was a shoulder we could continue and another shoulder we can continue, but this was the shoulder with the hood. So I think what I'm going to do is try to continue this because that will be the thing that I forget about if I don't handle it first. And there was a big diagonal. Yep. And let's see. Looks like I should be able to, boom, make that brush stroke look like it's continuing by flipping it this way. I'm just talking junk. I don't really know. I'll be sitting there like, yeah, this is exactly how you do this. And then I'll be like, oops. And you know what? I'm lying because I won't even tell y'all oops. I'll be like, yeah, you know, this is an artistic expression of a little chaotic creativity. So, yeah, just make sure just be confident, even in your mistakes. Just be confident. All right, so because this is like a random angle, I'm going to put a sheet of paper underneath this and then just remove it when I'm done. So I don't mess up my big old sheet here. And that way I can rotate this and get this under the press as I need. And I'll probably, I don't know if I'm going to spray it, but I definitely know I want it to be where I want it to be. Just matching up to about there. And this continues about here. So I need to be on the paper here.
You need me?
Let's see, I might need you. I might need you. And let's pull grommets there. I'm in there. I'm pushing it, but I'm in there. All right, so let's see. Get my buddy all the way over. And pull my papers. How I need this angled. So make sure that I get all of this up in one press. Ooh, that's gonna be hard. Difficult. All right. Let's see what it comes out to be. And I'm gonna pull this up to see how far I'm getting into this because, like I said, I don't want to press that arm down too much. There we go. I don't know if this is gonna match up, but it'll look like something. And then of course we have this other shoulder. Probably go ahead and start laying out this piece for the other shoulder. Hanging off the edge. There. Something like that. Something like that. And then we got that as an extra piece. All right, baby, let's see what we did. Ooh, hot top. All right. See how it matches up. That should still be pretty clean there. It matches. Oh, look, it might have matched up a little bit. Look at that. It's got a little seam in there, but yeah, I think it kind of, it's not exact, but if we open that up, you don't burn yourself. You see it even, It doesn't even have a bite there. It actually did like the socks, like how you want that overlap. Oh, that's nice. All right, so press number 87, 2 hours later. All right. Yo bad. When you accept one of these jobs, yo bad. You thought you thought this is what you wanted to do. All right, so this is what I said I was gonna do on this other little shoulder, right? So let's see. Do I have enough play with this piece here to not overlap that area? And if you want a free piece of hair, there's one right there. All right, take a little bit of inspiration. So this doesn't have any yellow in it, but it should still looks like it goes. A little hangy offy there, and we shall get under this heat. Now it's hot. This is how y'all got to know I love y'all for real, because being the heat, we can't be friends. Yeah, I was pretty much born in Arizona, spent most of my life in Florida, and I still can't stand the heat. Whew. All right, I think that's gonna work. Let's cover him up. Let's see what she does. All right, I think I'm bypassing everything major underneath here. I don't know, you know, I should have checked to make sure that the little straps, okay, the little straps are out here. Because these have metal on the end. You know what? I'm going to leave them covered because that was real smart of me to try to take that off and burn myself. Yeah, those little metal pieces, you don't think about it. It sat up underneath that heat and it touched your finger and whoo, that's a good little burn. All right, y'all, we're about 1/10 of the way done. All right, let me see. I guess I could check on these comments. Oh, Lisa, go to bed, baby. I'm going to leave this up tomorrow. You can watch this tomorrow. All right, let's see. All right. It's got a little extra ink on there. And this paper is pretty good. This is text print paper. It's for large format printers. It's text print TT. And it's tacky, but it's not super tacky. Sometimes it's not as tacky as I want it to be. But it does the job. All right, let's see what we're going to do for this back. For the back, I'm done. We're going to put this little bottom print across his back. And yeah, that's going to be it. It got a little piece on the shoulder. Oh, you know what? We're going to do the sleeves on the back. Okay. So let's just do the bottom side. I'm going to bring this down. Actually, let me bring this forward, get up underneath the heat a little bit. I don't like to be directly up underneath that little top of the clam. That does not excite me. All right, so let's get back in the center here. Center is where we want to be. Slide this over. And let's check this side to see how we kind of printed this. So yellow was down here. We could do a little reverse. Or you want to do a reverse? That way it kind of looks like it's kind of continuing around. Because this is abstract, this is actually now flipped upside down, but you can't tell. Now, if we have words and stuff on here, like I do on my prints, I have the pattern logo. Kind of looks like a Louis Vuitton style logo for Innate Academy. I can't flip mine upside down because of course, then my text will be upside down. So I have to actually print mine in reverse without the text and then lay the text on afterwards to print it right reading. So when you want to be extra, just understand you're going to be doing some extra work. All right, so here, I'm going to get a good little overlap. Let's put our paper down. And I like using the smaller paper sometimes rather than a big oversized paper because you can see exactly where you're pressing and what you need to press next. All right, I'm missing that armpit. Good deal. So there's one. We'll do one more here, and then we'll get the sleeves ready. That one piece. Oh, so we got some extra pieces, huh? Okay. So we got to count how many 13 by 19 prints we did. So across the bottom, wouldn't even be 4 13 by 19s. That would be, you can do that in 3 13 by 19s because we could have did 1 piece and a half and another piece and a half. So that would be 3 13 by 19s. We just did them continuous, or you can do them continuous on your 13-inch printer. That's what I would suggest. Now, I'm not going to pick this up. I'm going to roll it with my buddy. So, wherever you go, he's going to go. So, I'm telling you, I can't wait till y'all do y'all commercials. I know it's going to be lit. I know y'all not going to let me down. All right, so let's go this one. Let's press here. And the thing is, I'm doing overlaps, but you're not going to see a lot of that overlapping because, number one, I'm not using pure black. Let's be clear. You use pure black, it's almost no chance that you're not going to have overlapping lines, okay? But this is going to be your best chance because there's little to nothing between the press and the bottom platen. So the heat plate and the bottom platen are virtually what they would be as if you just had a regular piece of Teflon across it. That's the beautiful thing about this system. That and the beautiful person that invented it. That was a dad joke. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna do these sleeves next. Ooh, ooh, beautiful. This one, I don't think that one had anything. We can salvage off of it. All right, so we'll do sleeve and sleeve, and then we'll do our front print. So I'm gonna do sleeve here and just let it kind of hang off. I was gonna try to get jazzy and see, can I do 2 sleeves at one time? Girl, calm down. But can I do 2 sleeves at one time? Can I? No. It's actually, I could, but it looks like it's not gonna fit. However, if I were to take one across the bottom there, that would be one less print. Let's do it. Let's try it. That's what we. Let's see. Let's get some more of the blue in there. I know you like that blue. This one, but this one has that big old white stroke in it. I want to see more color. What you think? This one or that one? Okay. So let's try this. We're gonna get both of the sleeves one time and see if. Now I'm gonna test this to make sure this is all gonna fit. Boy, this buddy is coming in. This is clutch right here. Like to be able to move this while I'm checking, y'all. Uh-oh, and I just kicked it, but it's still okay. Am I okay though? Y'all didn't ask if I was okay. It's okay. But I guess that's all that matters. All right, so let's do this and see what we can get away with. I think the cover paper is a little short because I'm going to end up pressing this up here, but there's no ink up there, so it should be fine. I just don't want to bend that up. Polyester, once you press it, you are actually permanently pressing lines into it. And I just barely missed that ink right there, so hopefully I'm good. All right, so 40 seconds, I think we're doing, what, 380 on this press? Mm-hmm. This is the Stahl's Hottronics that has it almost has no hang time, okay? So there's no heat plate hanging from this cover, and that's why it's so hard. If you have these expensive presses, it is so hard to do multiple presses without those hard lines because the cover is digging into your print. With the all-over buddy, it minimizes that risk. And see, I see this harsh line here, but it is not nearly what it would be if this was just that hardboard underneath here. That hardboard, you would have that crease, and it would be in your actual print. Oh, that looks good. Don't touch her yet. You let her get cold first. No ghosting over here. And that was a lot less effort. That was a lot less paper. Let's put it that way. All right, so that cover sheet is still decent. Yeah. Okay. So, y'all, I said I was going to possibly do something to the inside of this hoodie, but I could have been lying because it looks so good as is. But we have so many more prints left. Let me see what we can do. You know, that's the lies they tell you in customer service. Let's see what we can do. Nothing. You just want to put me on hold and patronize me. Okay. Let's see what we can do. This is freestyle, y'all. Please understand, I did not have this planned out. We are doing this together. We're exploring together tonight. So I just turned the hood inside out so that we might be able to put a little color in here. And this hood is odd. It's not just like a regular hood. It has a center seam, if you can see that. So I think what we'll do is just kind of focus on doing one side and the other side and just stay away from that central seam. And let's take a 13 by 19. Yeah, and then I think I'm going to actually just tear it in half. Yeah, that was it. Mm-hmm. So what we'll do is we'll kind of take it and let one side go here and then make it look like it's wrapped around here. So I'm just going to fold it in half and sandwich that here. So maybe we'll get a little surprise. Who knows? All right, now I don't think that's going to stick as far as me flipping it because it has too much variation in thickness there. So tear that. And then make sure that I keep, this is the top. That's the top, so it'll look continuous even on the inside. Top and top. I don't know why I'm doing this to the inside of the hood, but it could look kind of interesting when it is when it's laid down. So rotate on my buddy. Okay. And we definitely want some cover paper here, and we're definitely going to have some unevenness here, so we don't know what's going to happen. Good thing this is the inside of the hood. And we're experiencing right now. Push it over just a little bit to let that this thickness of the hood kind of hang out for the most part. I'm trying. That's going to be all. So I pull this outside here. I really don't want this hood at all underneath here, this little hump. So just playing how I need to play in order to be safe here. Bring it down a little bit. I'm the queen of trying to push it too far and get some extreme results out of some prints that if I would have just gave myself a little inch or two, I probably would have been all right. Move this paper up a little bit. Let's see what that turns out to be. Oh, that's a lot. Underneath that press. Too much. There we go. Oh, you know what? This might affect our shoulders underneath because we have it inside out, so the shoulders are going to touch. On second thought, let's make sure none of this is underneath the press. If we're gonna do this, and you know what? If I was gonna do all this, I would probably want it on the outside versus the inside. Yeah, that's too much just to have some on the inside to be like peekaboo. Yeah, we too old for that peekaboo. Let's just do it on the outside because I can't see where the prints are on the shoulders, and I guarantee you, I put a little bit of heat on this and it'd be touching something else, and voila, you know, you got your ghosted stamp that you didn't want. Okay, so let's do it on the outside instead. That way we can kind of see where we're going with it. And I can be okay because I can absolutely tell where my shoulder prints are. There we go. There she goes. All right, let's do it. Ooh, that's heavy pressure there. That hood is thick. Super thick. All right, so after that, we're just going to do what? Logo on the chest? Trying to think of what we could do with these extra. We have a little extra. I guess you could go crazy and do extra prints if you wanted to, but here's the thing. When somebody sees you walk around in something, they're going to expect their stuff to look like that prototype that you made. And if you did 20 presses on that prototype, be ready to charge appropriately. Okay, I think I charge for the first print at least 15, second print at least 10, and I'm not including my design time. I'm not including the garment cost. Then every press, even if it's shoulder, left chest, whatever, I charge $5 because every time I have to pull this thing down, that's a minute out of my life. Okay, so ooh, that came out nice. I like that. I like it a lot. All right, so while it's hot, I'm pulling these wrinkles because basically these wrinkles will be set in by the heat if you let them set. So while it's hot, don't think that, oh yeah, that's gonna come out in the wash. It will not. It's called permapress for a reason. This is what they do to polyester. They permanently crease it. So while it's hot and burning up my hand right now, I'm just pulling on the fibers a little bit to relax those heat lines. Okay. All right, so I think we're ready for the little logo in the middle. I don't know why it got to be little. I don't know why everybody do is little. I'd be like, you little this, you little job, all of that. So, phew, I feel like this paper is going to set me up. So I'm actually going to turn it over. And since I don't press on the buddy without any paper, even if something went into the bottom, the next time I press it would go up into the back of whatever paper I press it at. So I think that's actually still good. All right, so where is our chest print? I think we're ready for that. We ready. We ready. Now, for this hood, I don't like hanging my hoods off the back of the press because sometimes you have oils and stuff on your press naturally and dust and stuff like that. So I'm going to do it sideways. And why can we do it sideways? Because we have a table where we can get under there. Now we will need to make sure that we're protecting any and everything that's going to have heat right now. Okay, because this is the last print. It's like that last little stretch where you're going to have every opportunity to mess up, but you're not going to mess up. You're not going to mess up. You got this. All right, so we definitely, and we want a big enough cover paper to make sure that we can cover anything this heat is going to touch. I was about to do this. Upside, did all this, and this is me. Did all this, and then I'm going to put the logo upside down. Yep, and y'all was going to let me do it. Now, y'all usually catch my errors. Y'all caught me the other day when I did my mask all goofy, and I almost pressed the image on the printed side twice. That's good right there. That way I'd rather be safe than sorry. And let's see. Because I'm doing all this funky pressing here, I'm going to kind of find the center of my design, just pinch it a little bit, and line it up, center the hoodie, center the pocket, pull it down just a little bit. Because you do understand, like a normal crew neck would come down about here, so you have a little limited space here, but that's good. We're well within our little overlap threshold. All right, so let's put that down, and that weight of that paper. The other thing cover paper does, it weighs your stuff down. You know, that way when you lift up that heat press, it doesn't, your print doesn't go flying around. I need to protect this back here a little bit more. I don't want my print to move. There we go. So we should be good. Let's see. Woo, last press. Your girl didn't press it upside down. And I'm sleepy. Yes, Corey, I am getting sleepy. Boy, now I would have done something like that, even not being sleepy. I ain't gonna lie. Just being hot. When I get hot, I start making silly mistakes too. Like, oh, I'm around this heat. Thank you, Tamika. Ordered a buddy in both shirt says yes. And want y'all to know that we are actively getting those orders ready. We are actually getting the buddies out, hopefully rolling them out well ahead of schedule. Because I said 4 weeks, but I think some of y'all are going to be surprised in maybe like 2 or 3 weeks. All right. And I ain't going to promise y'all nothing else because then y'all will be like, well, who getting theirs in 2 weeks? Who on the 2-week list? I love all of y'all, and I'm make sure y'all good, okay? All right. So, woo. UCT Us Creations and Designs LLC. Okay, let's see. And y'all check out us. Toya! You see she got her all over shirt on too. All right, so Toya, go on. Now be careful. If there's anything hot, we ain't got no insurance, so don't burn yourself. All right. Woo! Yes. Got them sleeves covered up. You ain't got to worry about looking dingy on the sleeves. Yes. Yes. And then if you wanted to, you could even take the drawstring out, sublimate the drawstring. Don't do all of that, though, because this is already a lot. Now, we do have a space on the back there. Do you want to put information or another logo or at least another print on the back?
Just throw them on there.
All right, so let's see. Let's go ahead and use up some of that space. So if we just did this, let's count how many prints. 1 for the sleeve there. 1 for the sleeve of the front here. So that's 2. 2, I would say 1.5 for the bottom here. 1.5 for the bottom on the back. So that's 3, 4, 5. Then this would be 6. This would be 7 across the shoulder. 8 across this shoulder. Let's turn it around. And on the back sleeves, it would have been 9 total. So 9 prints. That's not bad for 913 by 19 prints. And then we're probably going to put something round about here just to fill it up. Okay, so which one? This one? Here, I'm gonna let you do the honors on this one. Yes, you got this. It's just, and it's random too, so it's not going. It's gonna be random. And then we'll make sure we have a big cover paper to make sure that none of the other ink gets messed with. You got it. And then if we need to spin it around, we'll spin it around, whatever you want to put under there. It actually looks like it's going to get the majority of the space right here, so maybe how you want to do it. Now, I would say right here it's going to be a little tricky with those, that drawstring under there. Yeah. Let's see. If we did that, that would be one press. There's a little here. Now the other thing is this circle is what kind of looks obvious when the circle's kind of just in the middle of nowhere. I think what you should do, honestly, because the hood's gonna be hanging right there, right? So you won't get any information there or anything. I honestly think you should put your business information on the back again. But you know what you can always do? Because this is kind of watercolor, you can always just do just the name and go over this watercolor and do just, put your name across the back. Because I think you could put a little more emphasis on advertising on the back. I do. I advertise the front and the back just because, first of all, I'm lazy and I don't want to design something different for the front and back. But secondly, you never know, like, if somebody sees you coming or going, either way, they should be able to identify you as an entrepreneur. So maybe that works.
Just because.
Now the scraps, what's going to happen with the scraps is
it's going to give you hard lines.
It's going to give you hard lines.
Yep.
So what I would suggest for something like the scraps is like basically, you know how we have the tie-dye kind of technique? That's what that would look like. It would have hard lines. It would be random. Yeah, I don't know if that's what you want to do on this one because you already have like a good flow over here. Let's see. So you're just going to lead me to it anyway, huh? Mm-hmm. All right, so I think we might be able to make that work. Let's see. Let's get that sleeve smooth under there. And let that kind of melt into that and see what it does. And then, because we got this Teflon surface, we just smooth selling. Slide to the left and the right. All right, let's do it. And all right, so we're just going to close our eyes and let you. Oh, I lied because that's not. Yeah, I acted like I was cool, but I wasn't. No, I'm not going to let you go out crazy. There we go. All right. So that's one last little press just to get a little something extra on the back. And like I said, the hoodie hangs down in the back. So the fact that the hood itself has a little color on it is cool too. But this is neat. Yeah, I thought I was going to use the big press and make one. But you know what? Maybe it's not meant to show the big press because technically we can't put all of this under there. The most I'm going to be able to do with the big press is like a sleeve and a press. And really a sleeve and two presses is not a big deal. So let me turn. I lied because I'm lazy. I'm going to do one sleeve and one press. Gorgeous. And then we got another little piece that you had to go right on this area right here. Yeah. All right, so and I think we need another cover paper because that cover paper has some ink in it. You see, it kind of released some ink there, but I'm okay. Right here. See that was in the cover paper. because it extended past this. But since we have a little randomness going on anyway, it shouldn't be a big deal. But and the hood hangs down here, but still, you gotta be careful. Like sometimes you don't even know that this ink is everywhere until it's everywhere you don't want it to be. Alright, so I'm just adjusting. I'm trying to pull my table out a little bit so I have a little more support over there. I get that right there. And now my camera stands in the way. Okay. Right up in there. Okay. I think we'll be good. Let's go ahead and do fresh cover paper here. And let's just make sure that I have that completely underneath the heat source. There we go. All right, so that should officially be the last press. All right, let's see what it does. Yes, Felicia, it can be broken down. As a matter of fact, how it's going to ship, it will ship basically, you know how something will come in a tube or a tubular box. That's how it comes. So it is very much something that can be broken down. Now, I would not break it down just to be bumping it and moving it around because it does, you know, require a Allen wrench that you'll receive with it. And it's probably not something that you want to just, you know, break down for the sake of like, you know, saving space and stuff. That's not what it's intended for. We will have another iteration that is a folding table. But for right now, this one is not the folding table. This is the one that you're going to have out and you're going to be using on a regular. Okay. All right, so, ooh, that looks good. This looks super awesome. Let me back it up a little bit. Can y'all see? Ooh, I can't stand when the camera goes like the opposite way that I'm going. But that's it, y'all. That's the back. This is the front. I advertise for my baby at us. Y'all check her out online. She's getting her website together. She's building her website herself on Shopify, right? Yep. So I'm telling you, Coach Toya, she's quiet, but she's a beast. She is a beast. All right, so that's it. Oh no, wait a minute. I told you I was gonna do a clean. This is what I do. I'll do the clean sleeves. How about that? Because this heat is getting to me. So I'll do it on a large format press. But some of y'all were wondering how you do the clean method. Okay, so let's see. I think I have a print. I'll do. Let me see. I have several. Let me see what I have. I'll do a jacket instead of the hoodie. I have a little jacket. This is the same fabric. Let me see what size it is. All right, so let's try this one. So this is a jacket. Jaqueta. All right, so it has like a little mock neck. And this is the Ladies Fit. Sport Tech is the brand. This one's good for layering because it's the exact same sweatshirt fabric, but it has a zipper in the front. So it's easier to kind of take off and stuff. So I want to do a hoodie too, but I'm thinking for this one, it's the same deal. It is because the sleeves still do that little pucker in there. So let me show you how basically you would do the clean method, okay? And if you could, Toya, can you get some more cover paper ready for me? And what we're going to do with this, we're just going to be really careful because when you do the clean method, you can't reuse this cover paper. Alright, so I told y'all not to lay stuff out on the buddy, but I think I'm going to do that just because I'm going to show you what not to do. Don't be abusing your buddy, okay? But I think I need to show you this in kind of one swoop. Especially since, speaking of swoops, I got this hair swooping around my forehead with the sweat. All right, so I'm pulling it up, lifting it, rolling it out of the way from one press. And then I'm going to come over here to my other press. hydraulics, lift it up. Now probably, because this press is higher than the other one, I'm going to have to adjust adjust the height of my legs. So this does have adjustable height legs. And just lift it first, let it drop. Oh, it's not that much different, but this one actually is a little too high right here. So I'm about to drop this down. Let me show you how that looks. We'll just twist this here, loosen it up a little bit. I want to see the top here, kind of poke through just a little bit, and then I'm going to tighten it. Same here. Oh, it is hot, y'all. It is hot under this big press. Oh. All right. But I wanted it. You know, you think you want something till you get it, and you're like, oh, child, let me show somebody else how to use this thing. All right. All righty. Let's put some paper down. Thank you. And I don't have my little roll of paper down here, but the Buddy has a little rod that you can put a roll of paper on, so that you can actually roll your cover paper right from the side of your Buddy. Now it's not going to come with a roll of paper, but if you want to roll it, it'll be roller ready. All right, so what I'm looking to do is really focus on this sleeve. And this is why I was saying I don't think that this will be appropriate for this large format here too, because I'm not going to be able to truly control how much of the sleeve is under here. Because it's going to squish this for sure. For sure. But I'll squish it in one press. All right, so let's see. I'm being creative here because I have a lot of surface that I can work with. Pull that back so I have a little bleed there. All right, so I'm going to pre-press. I'm going to use a cover sheet. And I'm just going to press just the sleeve here because I want to show you how you do the clean back. And do I have a couple extra scraps from last time. Okay. All right, so I will. Now, what I really need to do is push this under, but I don't want it under too much. You know what? I think I need a smaller paper for this. Because yeah, I want to truly be able to see what I'm pressing. I'll just turn this down a little bit. I'd rather see what it is that I put myself into. Sit right there. All right, so it looks like I'm going to reach that hole there. Now, it's really not recommended to press on the big press with the platen pulled out, but I'm just pre-pressing just to see if this is really going to give me that single press that I want without giving me that bunch up under the sleeve. So that would be single press. That wouldn't be bad. All right, let's see. Yeah, I got a little wrinkling right here. That wouldn't be what I wanted. But I can also spray. Oh, this is already gonna be tacky, so it'll be fine. So let me show you what we would have to do. This is my big board. Now this is kind of what we did in class as the all over t-shirt print. So what I'm going to do is use this as an all over kind of clean look. Now I'm going to guess, about how wide that would be, but you can make this 13 inches and this would have absolutely fit there. And I'm gonna have to lay this out on the table. I'm not putting pressure on this. I have my actual base underneath there. Now, see, can y'all see what's going on here? Probably barely. Let's get scissors. I would not even use scissors. I would use not even a rotary, because yeah, just like a craft blade. I think I have a couple of them here. I probably have some in those things on the work tables. All right. Let me show you how much work this clean method is. And this is something I probably have not done in years, just because of the amount of work it requires. All right, so I'm lining it up, edge there. And then what I would end up doing is placing a couple pieces of tape to make sure that once I get this main part down, I'm not shifting over here. And it's hot, so I'm being real not so careful with my taping and stuff. All right, so making sure I'm just basically making a mock line here. This is not my actual line, but what I'm doing is I'm kind of bending the paper along the trail of this seam here. And then when I pull it up, I have like a little guesstimate. Let me get the scissors for the guesstimate. And then I need that gray cutting board. You know what I'm talking about? Were they underneath this board here? Maybe they're. We just had two of them. Oh, they're right there. Right there in that corner. Oh, over here. Over here in the corner. Right. Let's see what point. Right there in front of your face. You look like a bullseye, square bullseye. All right. So you could use your best guess possible, and you're still gonna be guessing. Okay. So if you really wanted to, you can make a pattern all day long for any of this stuff, and you're still not guaranteed to have it exactly right. So what I'm doing is I'm following the path. I'm using my finger to kind of pinch it like right underneath the seam there. Can y'all see? I don't know. Let me see. I guess that's good enough. All right, so I'm pinching it underneath, and it's harder when you're trying to create tight curves because you're using line segments to create curves. So if you know anything about math, you know. You see, I just made that little curve there. It is not perfect, but it's as good as it's gonna get. Now, I'm gonna use this blade here because I think I can get a more continuous cut. With this tape, maybe I can see a little bit better. And this one, is that mine? I'm guessing. So this is a self-healing mat. And I am gliding the blade, trying to be fancy and cute and dainty while I'm hot as you know what up underneath this heat press. And I have a shadow like right over everything, so I didn't cut that as clean as I wanted. Have a real bad shadow and very poor lighting over here. But you don't have to be perfect. Just try to be smooth. You know, if you can't be perfect, be smooth. Can you put that in the trash for me? And I might do one of these sleeves and take my butt to bed. Because I might get one of these right. And I'll be like, yeah, it's so easy. And I'm hot and tired. And then again, it's not so easy after that. All right, so make sure you have more than enough paper to protect here. This is tacky paper, so it should have a little tackiness once I lift this up. I add enough cover paper to make sure my print is fully covered. And bring this back. It is really hard to pull this thing from the side. Oh, I slipped a little bit. There we go. And I don't think that was enough pressure. I should have pushed it back just a little bit more. But I was scared I was going to get all those wrinkles in there. So that's that part. And let's say that, oh, I wanted to make the collar clean and all this. Like, you would literally be here all day. You might as well sew this thing. You might as well cut and sew this thing if you're going to do all that. Let me tell you the truth, okay? The whole truth and nothing but the truth. All right, so. And I don't think you'll ever get the collar like truly straight anyway. So you might be better off doing something more abstract around the collar because it's already got like wrinkles and stuff in it. All right, so that's almost done. We need like a fan to like just blow over us. You got it? All right. So let's see how we did. Let's see how your girl did. I haven't done this in a while. Boom, boom. Can I get a little zoomage? No, of course not. Of course we ain't getting no zoom in here. So that's it. Now I was gonna brag a little bit, but then I decided not to because I was like, ooh, I still got a whole nother sleeve to do. It's still a whole front to this jacket to do. It's actually a front and a back to this sleeve to do. So, yeah, that's a lot of bragging, but now I need to back it up. Let's see. One of these days, y'all, we're gonna have a professional camera person. You know, have the full. Y'all ain't gonna have to watch my BET uncut videos. We're gonna be so professional. All right, so that's it. You see how I did my best to get it right in that seam there. It ain't perfect, but it's down there. All right. Okay. So that was just one sleeve. So if y'all want to see the rest, let's get a nap. One of them old people's nap where we just gonna wake up tomorrow. And at least you understand what the clean method does. You have to understand ahead of time what you want to print, where you want to print it. Like for instance, this one, I might do the panels. So this one has a panel that goes here. Oh, I'm on this side, here to here. I might do the panels and leave the sides white, or I might do the reverse and print the sides and just do my logo across the front. That way I'm using up less of the paper. But yeah, what I would probably do for this is do a big old jumbo, not a 13 by 19, but something like that might require 2 presses and just let it be real big and, you know, kind of have a little grungy edge. But my sleeves are clean, you know? Not that sleeve because I'm in reverse on the camera. That sleeve, it's clean. All right. So Sam says, happy camper. I can go to sleep. Great work. Good night. Yes, we can all go to sleep. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. It's late and y'all have been great. And oh yep, Latanya, we do have a class on Shopify. So I appreciate y'all. We'll do some more of this type of stuff in the future. If this is what y'all want to see, some physical representations of what we can do from these templates. I just want y'all to know when y'all mock something up and like, ooh, look at them sleeves. Just understand, ooh, look at that heat. You're gonna be under the heat for quite some time. You're gonna be perfecting this. And when they want 20 of them, you're gonna send this off to somebody, okay, to cut and sew. All right. So get you an order or two like this, and then after that, send these things off, okay? I'm just sitting, yeah, I got y'all sitting here just looking at my little bunny rabbit teeth. Y'all can't even see my face. All right, I appreciate y'all, love you all, and Toya, come on over here so we can tell these folks good nights. We can tell them, you know what we say. All right, ready? Appreciate you, love you dearly. Till next time. Hold on, we can't get both of us in here. My little regular camera. Hold on, it's leaning and dependent on Jesus, but it's okay. How do I get in the picture? This way. Okay. Yes. Bye. Mwah. Be good, y'all.